All right, guys, so we're done with our graphs and our bars. So we looked at box plots, dot plots, histograms, and stem and leaf plots. So now we need to talk about measures of center and shape or spread. So first we're gonna look at measures of center. So we have mean, median, and mode. So mean is the same as average, which we've all seen before. In order to find the average, you're going to add all your numbers. Then you're going to divide. And then you're going to divide by the number of data points. Let me slide this over and divide by the number of data points. All right. So an example I'm going to give you guys is, let's see if I can focus that. All right, so let's say I have the numbers 10, 12, 15, and 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 10 plus 12 plus 15 plus 4. And then I'm going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I add 10 plus 12, that's 22. 22 plus 15 gives us 37. 37 plus 4 gives us 41. If I divide by 4, that gives me 10.25, which is going to be my average. And then you're going to use this for symmetrical data. All right. All right. So now we're going to look at median. Median is going to be your middle number. But remember, it is your middle number, but you have to order your numbers from least to greatest. It's least to greatest. All right. An example is if I have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The number in the middle would be 5. All right. If you have an even amount of numbers, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. If you have an even amount of numbers and you end up with 2 in the middle, you have to find the average of the 2. So that means you're going to add 5 plus 7 and divide by 2. 5 plus 7 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. So 6 would be your median. Okay. The last one we have on this page is your mode. This is going to be the number that occurs the most. I don't want to run into the 2. So example, if I had 2, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8. The number that occurs the most, if you notice, you have 3 4s. So my mode would be 4. So now you're gonna flip it over. And now we're gonna talk about measure of spread. It's gonna be your quartile and your interquartile, which we talked about before. All right. See if I can back out a little bit. All right. And we're gonna add our other measures of spread as well. All right. So and this is gonna go refer back to your box and whisker plot or your box plot. Remember, to your furthest left, you have your minimum. Your minimum is also going to be your smallest number. On the opposite of that, you have your maximum. Remember, your maximum is going to be, I'm gonna try to write sideways, your largest number. All right. If you take your minimum and your maximum and you subtract them, that's going to give you your range. So remember, range is going to be equal to your maximum minus your minimum. That's going to be range. Then you have quartile 1, quartile 3, and then sometimes they call this quartile 2, but we know this is just your median. Remember your number in the middle. All right. From yesterday, you should have remembered that quartile 1 is your medium of your lower half. And then quartile 3 is going to be your median of your upper half. And then remember, we talked about this interquartile range. This can be abbreviated by IQR. Remember, IQR is equal to your lower quartile, or Q3, minus your upper quartile minus your lower quartile. So IQR is equal to Q3 minus Q1. All right. And that completes our notes. The only other thing I want you guys to add, and it's at the bottom, we're going to look at skewed and just make a little section about that. Okay. So let's say we have 2 graphs, and I'm going to create 2 dot plots. And make sure you draw this on the bottom of your graph too. All right. All right. If you notice, most of my dots are to the left of my graph. So this would be skewed left. And because you have this cluster right here. Now, if it was skewed right, I would have most of my points to the right. This is skewed right. You notice most of your points are to the right of your graph. So those are just 2 extra things I want you to add to your notes. Once you complete your notes, please turn them into the Google Classroom and then go on to practice. Make sure you read the practice page.